Hi guys, and welcome to Tilt the Twix. Today we have Kenneth Williams. Now this is his first time to the channel. I don't know a great deal about Kenneth Williams apart from the Carry On films, which I used to watch when I was a kid. Never seen him, I don't think, in anything else. I've always found him quite funny, but we'll see what it's like. This is a talk show, Aspel and Co. in 1987, so we're going back a little bit now, but I hope you enjoy it. Link to the original is in the description below. Go and give that one a look and a like. Give me a like and everything else, you know, hit all the buttons. But for now, let's get into this one.
It would have been easier, I think, for my next guest to write his own introduction. His way with words is legendary, so let's hear a few. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth Williams.
We'll say the video quality is showing its age, but a bit like me. Is that John Pat?
Yes, rotten coming in after commercial break. It's rotten because you start from scratch, don't you? And I'm very lucky to be here at all. I can tell you about scratch because they shoved me in this hospital and they gave me this barium thing, you know, tube. They put a tube up the rear. And then they shove all this lotion, or whatever it is, up and photograph its progress through your innards, you know? And I was wincing more than one occasion, and eventually this man, who's, you know, a doctor, who's conducting it all, kept saying, hold it in, hold it in. You know, this is very valuable equipment and all. They're all sitting on a lens, apparently, of some sort, the camera. And he said eventually, Mr. Williams, you have a spastic colon. So I've come into money. And I said, yes, well, what happened? What can you do about it? One presumes from having all this money, Harley Street specialist, you know, is there nothing we can do about it? I said, what? No, nothing. It's like cramp, you know. Men get the cramp. Women get the cramp. People, we tell them, get up and walk about, exercise the muscles, but there's nothing we can do. So they actually leave you there. I mean, they leave you with stuff like, I mean, of course, you need desperately a high fiber diet. It sounds as though you've got to sit on a mountain with a load of cardboard and chew it. And I still would do it much good. But it's frightening to think that with modern medicine and all the technique available to them, they can't really help you. I should think of the old days, you know. You were better off. Because nowadays, they're all specialists. Everyone's becoming better and better, and less and less. And eventually, someone's going to be superb at nothing.
He's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. And when was this? What, 28 years ago? Blimey. And he knew then the way the NHS was going.
I'm being pretty good at that at the moment. A funny question, are you ever stuck for a word?
No, I'm not. But then no actor would be, because you're brought up on some marvellous vocabularies, aren't you? I mean, whether it's Shakespeare you're performing in, and I was doing all that sort of thing in rep, Shakespeare, Ibsen, Chekhov, Bridie. I mean, those sort of people are using a language which is elegant and enormously infectious. It actually does infect you. I think learning itself is like that. You become infected by it, and if you've got a very good master in the particular subject of school, you're enjoying yourself, then you become better and better at it.
Language is your passion, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. Oh, yes, an actor uses words like a rifleman uses bullets. And if he's got some to fire, then he's an effective, worker, but rifleman or whatever it is he can do. But if you go on as an actor and you've got no words, no good words to speak, then you are at a loss.
But you have a particular way, anyway. Where do you get this extraordinary vocal range from? What is the secret?
Oh, I think you hear things from other people, you know, and use their vocal attributes. I remember Stanley Baxter saying, you take a salient point in somebody's reproduction method, like Churchill always does the third stress, you know, the biblical thing. We shall fight on the beaches, on the landing ground, man in the air. Should never surrender. So it's bomb, 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 bomb. Which is very biblical, isn't it? The three and then the last stress. And I remember an old man selling newspapers when Churchill was dying, and the headlines were Churchill sinking. And this old man said, "Turkey's sinking? I mean, he's been sinking for days, hasn't he? I mean, when's he going to actually go under? I know. And the waves going, you know, oh, that sort of, you know, the way he was producing his voice interested me. And I started doing it myself.
What about physical attributes? I mean, your splendid nostrils, do they help you with this?
Oh, the nostrils are only like that because I played football in the army. I didn't want to play. I hate exercise. I loathe.
Who is the lady? I can't place her. If anyone knows, put it in the comments below, please.
I've avoided it ever since. And I was kicked on the football field, and this boot met my nose, and it was chucked right out of joint. In fact, a surgeon said to me afterwards, you know, if it had been pressed back when the bone was malleable, you'd have got it back into proper shape. But it wasn't, and consequently, I've got myself, one of my passages is restricted. Because I don't know which one it is. The one, I mean, it's very bad.
It's not the one this side, I can tell you. Well, you spoke of the army. Was it a shock to a gentle person like yourself?
You're not kidding. I don't. Yes. I mean, even evacuation. You know, when you were evacuated and shoved off to the country and foster parents and all the rest of it, you had a room to yourself. But in the army, I was in a barrack room in Carlisle Castle. They were all Geordies. I didn't understand half they were saying. And I had to undress in front of all these people. And I pulled the pajamas, kept the shirt on and pulled the pajamas up under and did the knot, you know, so that I eased it all off gradually. And then the third night, I was rumbled, and they said, "In front of Shinish your Willie."
I love him. His character is absolutely amazing. Like I say, I haven't seen him in anything apart from Carry On films. But if anyone knows of anything he's been in, again, put it in the comments below and I'll have a look at it.
And then in a sort of bravado, stung into bravado, I did expose what Dr. Johnson called the genitalia, I believe. And that finished all the curiosity.
Instant admiration, I suppose. But what about, you say you don't like exercise. You had to go presumably through assault courses.
I know, I was so bad, you know. They sent me to a PDC. I don't suppose you know anything about that.
PDCs?
They were physical development centres. The army had them for those recruits. But the sergeant said, "You scrawny runts. You scrawny runts. Look like something out of the workhouse. You're sent here, and we make you into men with bulging muscles." It's quite ludicrous. And you were shoved on these courses where you had to do all these physical things. You had to get on a rope and go across a river and then jump up a fence and go over the other side. It was like all that sort of thing they do on the television. You know, those... Krypton Flatley, yes, Flatley. And I just sank in a heap with this rifle on my back. And I just sank there. I thought, I'm not going to do it at all. And this sergeant came by on a cycle. They didn't do any work. They were cycling. And he said, "What are you doing the Dying Swan for?" And I said, "No, I can't go on. I've finished." And he said, "Rubbish, if you don't do this course, you're here for another 16 weeks and another one until you eventually..." I said, "Oh, I couldn't face it. I mean, I can't do it." And he said, "All right, get on my crossbar." He cycled like mad and went round back ways and then got to a point, said, "Jump over that hedge and say you've done it." So I did. And there was was an officer with one of those boards, a clipboard and a watch, timing everybody, who said, "Splendid, well done. Very well done, Private." Private, you were called. Private, anything but private. And so I was passed and then shoved before an MO, because I'd been graded B2. There's A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, and I was B2. And I was chucked in front of these doctors, stripped off, you know, with one saying, "Pull the stomach round to the front." Hung, you know. Did rather hang dejectedly. The stomach. My stomach always has. Hung dejectedly. And they said, "Yes, we're all fine. You passed the course, A1. And immediately upgraded me and sent me back. And I thought, well, I'll go into the infantry. And I was frightened to death of that. Because I mean, the war was on. And I thought I'd learned a little schoolboy German. You know. Du bist mein Freund and all this stuff. Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten, dass ich so traurig bin. I got it all worked out, and then they shoved me on this boat. We went on and on. I thought, got into the Suez Canal, and I thought, this is nowhere near. Nowhere near my German friends I was supposed to make friends with. And eventually I landed up in Burma and then Singapore with the REs. I was in the engineers as a draftsman, drawing maps for bombing, stuff like that, targets, the RAF.
I imagine that, like Dennis, you have to travel for your work. You're bound to, but there's not much fun for you.
Bound.
Honestly, this person has got some brilliant stories. I think I could listen to him all night. And I feel like I am, and I've been getting to react to some of the stuff, so I need to sort of like stop the video and actually say a bit about it. But amazing life, absolutely amazing. Could really want to hear some more.
2 is right. 3 days to Australia. I was bound. I'm not kidding. I mean, I was conned into going because they said, the publishers, you know, you must go. Signing sessions in Melbourne are very important. And signing sessions, honestly, yes, I had to sign. I had to sign books, you see. And one woman told me, a famous author, she said, I put, because the woman said Emma Chiswick, so she said love to Emma Chiswick. And the woman got the book and said, what you written here? She said, your name, Emma Chiswick. And she said, I said Emma Chiswick. But they sent me to Australia, and of course you are 3 days. 3 days on an aeroplane, which wreaks havoc with the bowels because you don't move. You've got to move, haven't you? And I've asked people, and I've said, have you got the laboratories? Of course I've got the laboratories. I know, but the real, no, we're P, only a P. Oh, well, only a P's no good. And that's all they do on aeroplanes. They don't want you to do anything else. Aftershave and stuff in there and lovely smells, but it doesn't do any good. And when I got off the other end, I went on television when I was out there, and they said we have commercial breaks, and I said I shall need every one. I hated every bit of it. So I don't travel much now. When I'm asked to do things, if it's in the locale, I accept. But I'm not going to go tearing off. After all, I'm an old man now. I'm over 60, and you can't play havoc with the body. It's wrong, you know very well it is wrong to send a human being hurtling through space to the other side of the world and expect the whole system to adjust accordingly.
But do you like flying? I believe you're not that keen on flying.
No, I don't like it. No, it's frightfully snobbish.
Oh, brilliant. Such a line. From someone like him as well, such a line. Actually, I don't think he is snobbish. He's got the accent and he's got the voice. It's just brilliant. He is. He was brilliant in the Carry On films. If you haven't seen the Carry On film, go and find one.
That's the advantage, I suppose.
It is snobbish. I was put in this first-class section because they were paying for it. I couldn't afford that kind of thing. And this man who was in it also, who was a banker, because they always travel and grandly, don't they? And he said to me, I'm not a celebrity like you. I'm just a common old beggar on 30,000 a year. I said, I think I'd be lucky. I'd be delighted to have 30,000 a year. We don't know from one end to the next whether we're going to get any work, you know. The diary could be empty one minute.
But you're absolutely right about being snobbish, and a lovely story about one of the airlines was the fellow was coming around, you know, where they have the tea and coffee.
Yeah.
And there's this very posh woman there, and he says, would you like tea or coffee? And she says, tea, please. And he poured the tea out, and then she says, oh, you couldn't make it coffee. And he says, hang on. He set the pot down and went, abracadabra. And you know, she reported him to the airline. So
What a mean thing to do.
It's a necessary evil for all of you. Loretta, do you mind travel?
I travel a lot. No, I don't mind it. I really don't. I enjoy going to different places, so...
Okay, what's the name? Loretta, and I think American accent? Can't think who she is.
It's the only way to get there. Although I like cruise ships as well. I've taken the QE2 here, and that's pleasant. But I really have never minded it. I think it's kind of exciting. It's not as good as it used to be, though. Everything is delayed. The air traffic, I guess, is out of control.
Yeah, we regret to announce the delay and departure, all that
you
stuff.
sit there for a few hours, and that doesn't make it pleasant.
Hateful.
I've realised that we are all, in fact, ethnic minorities. There's a Pole, there's an Irishman, there's an Englishman, and I assume Welsh blood.
My mother was a Morgan from Bodnewey. My father was Williams. And he was Port Talbot, yes. I do appreciate the melodic quality that is in the Welsh natural lilt. They have a natural melodic lilt, don't they?
Yeah.
When they talk. I mean, Burton had that marvellous melodic quality in the voice. And Dallin Thomas was a superb broadcaster because the quality of the voice was what attracted you. You actually were... Emmeline Williams is the same. There's a vocal quality which is extremely attractive. They are mean, and of course they are known for that, and they are also known for going back on what they said. That's why to Welsh on a deal is to go back. And that's certainly me. I'm very mean myself. I watch everything, believe me. Burglar alarm on the dustbin. I'm not
I don't know for what reason it is that you don't have a television set, whether it's you don't like to watch
I wouldn't concentrate on anything, Michael. I can't have a television set in my house because I would never get anything done. I mean, the things I want to do were reading. I finished that Marguerite Yourcenar book on Hadrian. It was absolutely magnificent. I finished Cronin on Napoleon. It was marvellous. I was interested to learn that he didn't have piles at all. The doctor told me that he couldn't mount his horse at Waterloo because of the piles. But the Cronin says it's all rubbish and that he did mount his horse and was indeed taken away on a grey charger. So it's all rubbish. But that's a very interesting book, that one on Napoleon. Absolutely fascinating because when he was dying in agony, rolling in agony on the floor with pain, he actually said to this absolute fart of a doctor, I mean, he actually said to him, I feel there's an obstruction of the pylorus. Now, that is real medical knowledge, isn't it? The pylorus is the gate which opens when the stomach starts to discharge. And when the autopsy was done, do you know, they found the cancerous growth was within an inch of the pylorus. So the man had actually detected his own ailment, and that's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yes.
And how... You would never learn all that. I'd never learn anything if I was sitting watching television, would I? Because you are taken up with the superficial and the rubbishy. And you are attracted. I mean, I've only got to sit in somebody else's house and sit and I say, oh, that's good, oh, that's good. Oh, I watch it all the time, even advertisements with those chimps. I love those chimps, you know. I think...
Oh, God. I haven't seen them for years. Then again, I don't watch TV a lot now, so I don't know. I don't think they're on anymore, are they? Probably not allowed to be.
Fascinating stuff. And because it's so fascinating, you get glued.
Kenneth Williams, thank you very much.
Was that name?
And Loretta Smith. And Dennis Taylor.
Well, there we go. That was a brief look at Kenneth Williams. Absolutely amazing person. Full of stories, full of stuff to say, and I don't think you'd have much chance trying to shut him up either. Yeah, I love him. I think he's brilliant, and I hope you did as well. We might see if we can find some more. It'd be great if we could put actually a Carry On. I don't know if I could get away with putting a Carry On film on, but we might try. If not, go and have a look at one if you can, with Kenneth Williams in. Such an amazing character, such a comedian. Yeah, hope you liked it though. If you did, give us one of them and follow us over to the next one. Bye for now.